Yeah. What up? What up? What up? What up? Dope. This is 313. That's the place to be. All the way in Detroit. You know, that's where God lives. I am your host, Dr. Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. And you know what this time it is. You're looking, listening to, watching, and your ears are going to be enlightened. It's called Leading from the Future, where we are made up our mind we was never going to be behind. The pandemic came in and shocked everywhere around the world. Even prophets didn't even see it, or God didn't tell it. And we said, God, we don't ever want to be blind shot again. So we want to lead from the future and see what's happening, see what's going on, and said to you that we were going to bring you some of the most dynamic speakers, teachers, entrepreneurs all around the world. So, you know, this is a unique space where inspiration blends with revelation to do one thing, empower you on your journey. Right here, we just don't keep you informed. You know, we like for you to be transformed in your mind, transformed in your perspective. We want you to really dive in by listening attentively to these riveting stories of individuals who have triumphed over adversity. They've been through something, amen, but they didn't quit, they didn't cave in, and they have now resilience. And so we want you to learn from those who have persevered against all odds. And we want you to absorb invaluable lessons from these stories so that you can become a voice and an ignite for change. You know, our show is about a call to action because we believe everyone has a purpose, a unique calling that make them what we say indispensable to the world. So as you join in and explore these pathways, we want you to uncover the hidden potentials that lie on the inside of you. We want you to embrace and want you to be inspired so that you can push toward your destiny. And last but not least, we believe that this show is more than a show. We always say it's a movement towards your purpose driven life. You know what Anthony D. Shannon likes to say? Find your purpose so you can start living your life and leave a legacy. You know, our guest today, we've done it. We did not shortchange you. You know, we never do. Y'all know that. Some of these stories are so amazing. Y'all are shocked. Well, guess what? We are too. Amen. Because we know that it's nobody but God that does what he does with each one of these people, and each one of them have a wonderful story. Our guest today is Antonio Landis Thompson. You know what he called himself? King Tones. That's right. He's a dynamic international speaker. He's a certified purpose and success life coach. He's the host of his own podcast called The Winners for Life Coaching. Originally, he's from the Bahamas and now based in the US, but you think he's still from the Bahamas with his accent and all that kind of stuff. He wears all of the paraphernalia from the Bahamas, you know. But Antonio has 25 years of experience in personal development, leadership training, and empowerment coaching. He has inspired audiences across the United States, Canada, and of course the Caribbean. Yes, he speaks in prisons, juvenile centers, churches, schools, and corporate settings. He's a member of the International Coaching Federation and former Toastmasters international speaker. Antonio has completed 5 full marathons. This brother liked to run, work out. Amen. Over a dozen half marathons, reflecting his personal commitment to discipline and perseverance. You know, I was mentored by the late Dr. Miles Monroe, and of course, Delano A. Johnson, and he too was mentored by the legendary Dr. Miles Monroe. He also worked closely with Dr. Richard Pinder. You know, he all of them left with Dr. Miles Monroe to heaven. Amen. And so he's a husband of 17 years, a father of two. Antonio lives what he teaches. Would you please clap those hands and welcome to the stage for the first time of Leading from the Future, Mr. the one and only Bohemian Antonio Landis Thompson.
Yes, the best and the greatest day to be alive. It's the day, the best and the greatest day to be alive. It's the day. This is Antonio Landis Thompson, King Tones. And it's I wouldn't say just a pleasure. It's an honor to be on Leading from the Future for the first time. And I hope it don't be my last.
Well, let's see how you do. No, I'm just playing. Well, listen, man, it is so glad. I'm
Yeah.
so glad that you're here. Timing is everything, and the timing is now for you and your
Mm,
voice to be heard on our community. And we are so godly proud that you're a brother and you're a friend. But
yeah.
most importantly, you're a child of the God of the kingdom of God, and you are doing your part to help change the world. We always like to do this for everyone who comes on the show. Tell everyone who Antonio Landis Thompson is, or where you were born, and who
Yes.
is your or was your parents.
Well, my name is Antonio Landis Thompson. You can hear a beautiful accent. I was born in the beautiful islands of the Bahamas. The island that I was born on is called Eleuthera, which means freedom. That's how come I have so much freedom and excitement when I get up and talk to people. Eventually, I moved to Nassau, where I went to do all of my schooling. I'm a coach. I'm a speaker, and my purpose in life is to empower you to tap into your potential, discover your purpose, and become all what you were designed to be. And I'm the husband of one wife, which is my first wife, I like to call her, and my two kids.
Wow, that's good.
uh,
You always better mention that, okay? Because if they see it and watch it, they're gonna be like, "What's going on,
What's
bud?"
going on? Yeah.
Well, listen, that is so wonderful. Talk about your parents, man. Was it your father, your mother, who pushed you into knowing that you wanted to lead by being a leader and mentor people?
First of all, it started off with my father. He was a musician, so that's where I got like the creative side from.
Okay.
Eventually went in System 3 and connected with Delano. But my mom, before she was passed, she was a speaker in church. She was a
Hmm.
teacher, so she was always making lessons. So I always saw her standing up and making presentations, and she was always involved with church. And when she was not actively involved with church, she also made sure we got attended church. In fact, it was my mother and my godmother who took me to see Dr. Miles Monroe for the first time, and I didn't even know who was Dr. Miles Monroe. I didn't know what. I didn't know nothing about Bahamas Faith Ministry, and it was my mother, the spiritual influence that really impacted me to be a leader. And that's where I learned how to be thankful and gratefulness from my mom. My mom, I got like the spiritual side of that leadership, standing up in front of people, not being afraid to talk, to speak, because she was a teacher her whole life. And my dad, I got the creative side because he was a musician, and he's still alive.
Oh wow, praise God.
Yeah, yeah.
So when did you get introduced to the Lord? I mean, you met Miles. Was it Miles, Dr. Miles Monroe, or something else?
That's a very good question. The first time I came accepted God into my heart, I was about 9 years old,
Okay.
and I was always going to church. And I knew that there was always, like I like to tell people, I like to make it simple. I always knew that there was a good side and a bad side. As
Okay.
a young boy, I would watch the movies. You'll have the good cowboys and the bad cowboys, or you'll be watching wrestling and it'll be the good side and the bad side. And what happened is that I started, feeling at that time I didn't realize it was the conviction, and
Mhm.
there was actually a church. I think the name was Baptist Bible, and they had their school, Nassau Christian Academy. But what they did on the weekends, they turned their school into a church. And they
Hmm.
would come on Saturdays and they would ask the parents, is it all right that Antonio come to church with us the next day? So they would get a head count in the neighborhoods, and they would get these school buses and they will come pick you up. And then when you get uh, to church on Sunday, you never really went into a church building. They put you in the classes like 9-year-old boys, 9-year-old
Mhm.
girls. And it was in one of the first times I ever accepted Christ was actually in a school setting, in a group of guys where I was 9 years old, because I knew that there was something more to life than just that. I knew there was a good side, there was a bad side, and I didn't want to take no chances. So I said, you know what? I'm going to accept Christ in my heart. Yeah.
And because you have no qualms expressing your faith and even encouraging people in faith. Where did you get that boldness from?
You know, I was really thinking about that because I remember when I joined System 3 in the group, my gift at that time
Now
was to
tell people who
motivate.
System 3
Oh,
is.
okay. System 3 was a group comprised of Delano A. Johnson, who's part of the House of Creativity, who are author of Refuse to Be Talented and Broke Gold. Kevin Harris, he has a church back in the Bahamas, Minister K, and also Charles Kemp. And we were back then we were considered a so-called, for marketing purpose, a Christian rap group.
Okay.
And we were ahead of our time. We were on the cutting edge. One of the biggest things we did back home was that we opened up for BB and CC Winans. When they had that album, I think one of the songs "Heaven," we was able to meet
Mhm.
Whitney Houston, and so
Mhm.
that door really allowed us to travel with Dr. Miles Monroe through the U.S. and open up some doors for us. And at that time, growing up in the Bahamas, you didn't hear such thing as no Christian rap, or you didn't see
Mm-mm.
you don't see in churches like praise and worship, or ladies dancing in churches. So
Mm.
so we were three guys in a right environment because Dr. Miles Monroe, before he actually became a minister, he was a musician, and he
Mhm.
identified that when he was young, he had all of these creativity, he had all of these ideas, and he wanted to express himself. But back then, the church didn't understand it. So, therefore, us being in that environment, he allowed us to express ourselves. And then a lot of people started coming to church because they were not just hearing the regular music, they were hearing people like them who look like them, their same age group, but also relating to them through music. So, that's what System 3 was about. Yeah.
Wow. See, that's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about. Because somebody I heard him say, "What is that? What he was part of?" Now you know. All right.
Yeah.
He was part of
Yeah.
the group that traveled with Dr. Miles Monroe and as well as sung as a young adult. And let me tell you something, they were pretty good. This is the hype man right here. Okay, Flavor Flav. Yes, he was. All right. And they still talking about him today. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, man, that's so powerful. Listen, we're going to take a break right here. So don't y'all go nowhere. We're going to be right back with the coach, the one and only Antonio Landis Thompson. Introducing to you Leaders Live Generously Academy, a coaching program designed just for you with yours truly, Dr. Anthony D. Shannon. That's right. Listen, I want you to understand that Leaders Live Generously Academy is where ambition meets purpose and success is defined. Imagine a place where you don't have to choose between making a meaningful impact and achieving financial prosperity, where your pursuit of success harmonizes perfectly with your values of family and faith. At our academy, we understand that true leadership is about living generously, leading with integrity, and creating a legacy that transcends financial achievements. Under the guidance and the coaching of Dr. Anthony D. Shannon, I am a renowned expert in leadership with over 30 years of experience. Listen, not only do we teach you leadership, we teach you personal development. You'll discover your unique purpose. Learn to maintain balance in all aspects of your life. And I want you to unlock strategies for wealth creation. Why don't you join me and let me help you transform your vision of success, lead with generosity, and live a life filled with purpose. I want you to start your journey today at Leaders Live Generously Academy. It's the coaching program designed for you. It's where we teach you to lead, to love, to give. It's transformative leadership because the best leaders are those who live generously. Come join the academy, and your coaching program starts right now.
Here at the Victory Church, we are a teaching church, and who better to learn from than our very own pastor, prophet Anthony D. Shannon. He's written a book entitled Live Generously. That's right, if you are ready to embrace biblical principles about money and to learn about God's financial management and even about the joys of trusting God through giving, It's time for you to live generously. Get this book today. Purchase it for $20 here at the church, or you can purchase it in ebook form on our website for $14.99. That's right. Go ahead and visit our website, thevictorychurchint.org. You want to get this book if you are ready to go to another level and embrace God's biblical principles about money. Are you unshakable? We know you can't stop the storms of life, but you can discover how to be unshakable. If you're ready to learn how to overcome family challenges, illness, financial stress, and more, you need this book, Unshakable, written by Nelson Searcy. And the foreword was written by our very own Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Get this book, Unshakable, today for only $20 at the church. And you can also email us at tvci.executiveoffice@gmail.com. Get Unshakable today. It is God's desire that you overcome obstacles, even in less than optimum circumstances. Get these books today to live your best life. And here at the Victory Church, as we say, success is the only option.
My name is Antonio Landis Thompson, King Tones, Bahamas, and you're watching Leading from the Future with Dr. Anthony A. Shannon.
Hello, and thank you for tuning into Leading from the Future with Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, we hope that you're enjoying the show, and we want to let you know that we are grateful for you. From captivating stories to insightful discussions, we value your presence in our community. Now, if you're finding value and joy in what we bring to your screen, we'd like to invite you to consider taking your support a step further. To ensure the continued success of our channel, we warmly invite you to contribute. We're seeking 10 generous individuals to donate $1,000 each, as well as 10 contributors with a gift of $526, and 10 supporters donating $224.24. Every donation, regardless of the amount, makes a significant impact. However, as a token of our gratitude, each contributor will receive a personalized prophetic word and an exclusive ebook. We have 3 simple ways for you to give, making it quick and easy for you to send your contributions. The first is Cash App. That's right, $Anthony D. Shannon. You can send your contribution directly to our amazing host. The second way is to download the VChurch app. Go ahead and download on the Google Play or your App Store and follow the prompts there. The third is Cash App, $the Victory Church INT. Again, we thank you for your contributions and your support of Leading from the Future with our amazing host, Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, thank you for being an essential part of our journey. Your generosity truly fuels our passion. Now let's get back to the show because more exciting moments await us. Thank you for your continued support.
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning back in. And if you're just tuning in, you're tuning in to Leading from the Future. I am your host, Pastor Prophet Anthony Shannon, and I'm having here a wonderful conversation and discussion with my good friend, Coach Antonio Landis Thompson. We call him King Tones. So y'all understand when I start saying King Tones, who I'm talking about. Okay. Yeah. Now, King Tones, before we left, we want to talk about this. What was, or what do you believe is your defining moment, right? Ooh. That shifted your life direction?
My defining moment was that I went to church one day, and I think it was it had to be a Friday or Sunday because that's when we had church. Okay. And our church was not in a regular church. It was in a shopping plaza. Okay. It was not a church with steel with windows. It was just a shopping plaza. And Dr. Miles Monroe, you know, I've heard him spoken all kind of messages on faith and healing, worship. He walked into church one day and he stood up in front of everybody and he asked this question to the audience. He said, what is your purpose in life? I said, wait a minute. I said, what is he talking about? Because because I've never heard that before. So, and then he said, like a great communicator, effective communicator, he wants you to get it as a student. He said, do you know the reason why you're here?
Mm.
And for the first time, Dr. Shannon, I couldn't answer it, because up to that point, this was before I became 20. I'm still like a teenager, coming into a young adult. Up to that time, I thought life was about, going to church was about, if you accept Christ and go to heaven, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. And so I already had this plan out. I said, well, if I die today, I'll be absent with the body and present with God.
Mm-hmm.
I had that check.
Yeah.
But when he came there and he asked that question, I could not answer the question. And back then they didn't have no, Google, and they didn't have no Chat GPT.
No.
They had encyclopedias and stuff. And I went home and I was so puzzled.
Mm.
I couldn't ask my mom. I couldn't ask my dad. I couldn't ask nobody. And when he asked that question, that was the first time I realized, you know what? That my life has purpose, that my life has meaning, and then that before the world ever was created, God already knew me, and he saw me in my mother's womb.
Mm.
So I mean, he has a plan for me. So that was the defining moment in my life. Now, what that did, that planted a seed to let me know that your life, and all you out there who are listening to that, that your life is not a mistake. That whether your mom was on crack, whether you were born, your mommy was black, your daddy was white, your daddy was Mexican, that defining moment realized that, okay, there's a purpose, and it set me on this purpose journey to discover my purpose. And even after I discover my purpose, every day I'm still learning more of my purpose. And I said, for the rest of my life, one of the ways I'm going to honor Dr. Myles Munroe, and one of the ways I'm going to continue his legacy and how it shaped me, I'm going to help people discover what their purpose in life. And that was my defining moment. And that's because of that defining moment, that's how come I end up in the US. I'm here right now in South Carolina. I'm married with a wife with 2 kids. And now I'm speaking on Leading from the Future. So people always ask me, what brought you from the beautiful islands of the Bahamas? Like Dr. Myles Munroe would say, the place where God lives. It was purpose that brought me from the Bahamas here to be on your show today.
Wow, man. That is like 24 karat gold bars indeed. You dropping them hot. You understand? You're dropping the mic too.
Yeah.
But pick it back up. Now listen, what was it like then after you saying what brought you from the Bahamas here? What was it like then growing up in the Bahamas?
Yeah. In the Bahamas growing up, it was we have a very laid back culture,
okay,
which can be good for you, but also can be bad. So we have this thing what we call island time. We'll say that the game starts at 2:00, but the game actually might not start at 2:30, 3:00, right? And so, but it's a very laid back culture. So I had to learn how to balance that, because if you want to be on the cutting edge, and if you want to be a professional around the world, you have to know how to balance that. But growing up in the Bahamas, what helped me, I was always around family. If we ever need something to eat, we didn't have to worry about if we need something to eat, excuse me, because we always, we had back in the day, we had like mail boats, and our grandmother or our grandparents will always send us. So I grew up in this culture where, you just show up to a gathering. Once you family, you got fed. And what that did, that created me to be just grateful and just be thankful. Now, another thing growing up in the Bahamas was that our number one industry, even to this day, is tourism. So I was being educated. Did not even know I was being educated. So therefore, I would get on the local city bus. We call it a jitney. And when I go on a bus,
a jitney, huh?
Jitney, right? When I go on a bus, I'm seeing people from the number one tourists that visit the Bahamas are Americans. So we always see Americans. I'm seeing Asians. I'm seeing Indians. And so I'm seeing these people like every day or every other day. The island that I was living on was very small, as Nassau, but it has most like half of the population there. And I would like to run to the beach. So I grew up always seeing different cultures. So what that did, that was educating me to be comfortable just being around different people from different ethnicities, and also being a part of Dr. Myles Munroe. he bringing in world leaders from all around the world. That was just grooming me and getting me used to just being able to talk and learn how to communicate from people from all walks of life and different cultures. And that's what's growing up in the Bahamas helped me to do.
Wow, man, that's amazing. What's the population? Do you know the population of the Bahamas?
I think the population back now it got to be over 400 to over 500,000. When I was growing up, it was like about 250,000. But Nassau is one of the smallest islands. But think about this: half of the Bahamas lives in Nassau.
And now they have Paradise Island, which a lot of people come to see, right?
Yeah, people come to the Paradise Island, and the history of Paradise Island. Even Pastor Miles talked about it in one of his teachings one time. That Paradise Island, they used to call it Hog Island because it was an island so close. They used to just take the city garbage and just take it over there. But then, so when you talk about leading for the future, but somebody had a vision, and somebody saw hotels. Somebody saw tourists. Somebody saw some money, millions and billions of dollars. And eventually the island was changed from into a hog island. And because someone had a vision, into Paradise Island.
Wow. Isn't that something? And now people come and all over the place, stars come. They got these nice big suites, spend thousands of dollars for it and all of that.
Yeah. And it's growing up in the Bahamas too. This was normal for us because tourism is our number one industry. We have celebrities come from all over the world. Therefore, if you're waking in the hotel, you're going to see Oprah, you're going to see Shaq, you're going to see Michael Jackson, you're going to see Rihanna, you're going to see everybody. So therefore, when stars come to our country, what they have to get used to is that because you are bread and butter and you are number one industry, we don't crowd you. So you could go to a Paradise Island or Bahama or what have you. You could see Shaq walking around at the hotel and he's just relaxing, and he can relax because guess what? Nobody running up to him because it's just our culture. We know who you are because we're influenced by American television, but we're not going to bum rush to you. Now we might ask you for a little autograph or something, but we allowed to give you your space. So that's one of the things that celebrities come. So it was normal to grow up. You might just go out with your friends on a Friday night, or your girlfriend or your wife, and you just go to a hotel, and you might see a celebrity over there just sitting down having a dinner, and we realize, okay, they're visiting our country, they're having to get a dinner, just give them their space. So that's part of the culture. We always saw different celebrities. I mean, Michael Jordan has his golf tournament over there, and it's normal. So we just grow up seeing stars from all around the world. Yeah.
Wow. Listen, everybody, if you're just tuning in, you're tuning in to Leading from the Future. I am your host, Dr. Prophet Anthony Shannon, and we're listening to a wonderful conversation with the one and only Coach Antonio Landis Thompson. And listen, we are going to take a break right now, and we want you to be encouraged because I need you. It's hot off the press. That's right. Sacred Success, unlocking God-given prosperity. Oh my goodness, it is getting great reviews. I'm telling you, it's already a bestseller on Amazon as well as Barnes and Noble. And let me tell you something, Sacred Success. You want to get it. You want to unlock the abundant life that God has prepared for you. With this Sacred Success, we're going to untap for you what is commitment. We're going to show you the mystical secrets behind why the Jewish people are always at least 40% on the Fortune 400 billionaire list. Listen, you want to get this book. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. If you're ready to embrace true prosperity God's way and live a life of purpose and impact, grab your copy today. Hey, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, part of the world. This is Dr. Prophet Anthony D. Shannon Sr. I want to talk to you today about connecting, joining a community of prophets, Kingdom Prophets USA, under the direction of yours truly, Dr. Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. You might say, why do I want to connect with Kingdom Prophets USA? Well, number one, experience, expertise, and leadership. You can have experience, leadership, And many people that are called into leadership need to be trained with leadership skills. Many people know how to be a boss. Many people know how to be a overseer, supervisor, just tell you what to do, how to do it. But do people know how to do it from a proven track record with over 30 plus years in leadership, training, raising up supervisors, vice presidents, managers, as well as prophets? We now raise up the prophets. Let me tell you something else. We have comprehensive training. You will find yourself growing spiritually at a phenomenal rate. Also, we have practical application. We also have real live training, interaction. You're going to get to practice your gift. You're going to need to understand your gift. In Kingdom Prophets USA, also connected to a larger body of prophets, company of prophets worldwide. Listen, you don't want to be in today's time in isolation. Isolation is the new death. You want to be in community. Do you know that the Bible says that 2 is better than 1, and a threefold cord is not easily broken? So I want you to know that when you join up with Kingdom Prophets USA, you have community support. You have people that's praying for you, people who are encouraging you, people when you come into the classroom, man, it's going to be exciting. You can tell your testimony, and guess what? They're happy with you because they want to see you successful as bad as you want to be successful. So why don't you connect with us? Kingdom Prophets USA. Go to the website, thevictorychurchint.org, all right? Or why don't you text WWA to the phone number 54244 and tell them you're interested in the prophetic, the Kingdom Prophets USA. I would love to have you in the class so that you can perfect your gift and start prophesying all over the kingdom of God. And you know what we'll tell you? That's the power of prophecy. Dr. Prophet Anthony Shannon signing out. Hope to see you at Kingdom Prophets USA.
Are you ready to embark on a journey of inspiration and empowerment? Introducing The Heart of a Black Man, inspiring stories of triumph and resilience. A captivating anthology that sheds light on the incredible stories of Black men who have faced adversity with unwavering strength. This anthology features a powerful voice among its authors, Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. His contribution adds a unique perspective, weaving a narrative of resilience, faith, and triumph that will leave you inspired and moved. The Heart of a Black Man is more than just a book. It's a beacon of hope, a celebration of perseverance, and a testament to the indomitable spirit within the hearts of Black men. Available now on Amazon for only $20 or Kindle for $9.99, The Heart of a Black Man is a powerful investment in knowledge, empathy, and inspiration. Reach out to us or order your copy today and join us in celebrating the resilience, triumphs, and the enduring spirit of Black men everywhere.
What if your story of faith could inspire generations? What if your testimony of resilience could ignite hope in others? Well, introducing The Faith Factor. It's a legacy project led by visionary Dr. Pastor Anthony D. Shannon. It's a moment where faith meets action and your voice really, really matters. We're calling authors, speakers, and those with a story of unshakable faith to join. It's a writing project that's going to be a legacy. Your story could be the breakthrough someone needs. Your words could change lives. Your faith could leave a lasting legacy for generations to come. If you've overcome trials, experience God's hand in your life, or have a testimony, not a testimony, that can transform others, this is your moment to shine. Why don't you apply today? Become a co-author. Share your story of faith and inspire generations to come. Don't just believe, take action. Your faith-filled words could be the key to someone else's breakthrough in this book. Because faith isn't just a belief, it's the key to transformation. Apply now at faithfactorbook.com. Say it again, thefaithfactorbook.com. I want to interview you right now.
Hello, and thank you for tuning into Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, we hope that you're enjoying the show, and we want to let you know that we are grateful for you. From captivating stories to insightful discussions, we value your presence in our community. Now, if you're finding value and joy in what we bring to your screen, we'd like to invite you to consider taking your support a step further. To ensure the continued success of our channel, we warmly invite you to contribute. We're seeking 10 generous individuals to donate $1,000 each, as well as 10 contributors with a gift of $526, and 10 supporters donating $224.24. Every donation, regardless of the amount, makes a significant impact. However, as a token of our gratitude, each contributor will receive a personalized prophetic word and an exclusive ebook. We have 3 simple ways for you to give, making it quick and easy for you to send your contributions. The first is Cash App. That's right, $ Anthony D. Shannon. You can send your contribution directly to our amazing host. The second way is to download the VChurch app. Go ahead and download on the Google Play or your App Store and follow the prompts there. The third is Cash App, $ the Victory Church INT. Again, we thank you for your contributions and your support of Leading from the Future with our amazing host, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, thank you for being an essential part of our journey. Your generosity truly fuels our passion. Now let's get back to the show because more exciting moments await us. Thank you for your continued support.
I want to say thank you so much for tuning in with us. And listen, we are listening. We are talking to the one and only King Tones. He making it happen like never before. All right, what you want to say, sir?
I just want to say one thing. I just looked at the population. So currently estimated the Bahamas population is about 403,000.
Wow, it has grown tremendously since then, huh? How long
Yeah.
has it been since you left the Bahamas to now live in the U.S.?
Now, here's the funniest thing, though. Here's the funniest thing. I came over here to go to school, but I never left.
Ah.
I just came over here to go to school. I would travel back home, come back here to go to school, and eventually I met my wife.
Ah, okay.
And then when my family was starting to move, they're like, you still have things over here. So it wasn't, and this the plan that I had. My plan was that I was going to come over here, go to school, work for about 3 years, and then move back home. But then God had his plan. So I never really picked up my bags and said, you know what? I want to go to school to the U.S. and I want to live over here. I realized this is where God was leading me, and then this is where the place God wanted me to be. So over the years when I was go back home, I found like books from school. I found clothes. If I traveled back and I didn't bring no clothes, I didn't have to worry because I get clothes there because I never left. So I never left. It just so happened that, things happened. I met my wife. And once I met my wife, I said, okay, this is where God wants us to raise our family.
Well, let's talk about that since you're there. Who is your wife, number one?
Yeah.
Where did you meet her? And how did you know you were going to marry her?
Well, my wife, her name is Jessica Bellafato Thompson. I'm one of the few guys that told his wife, I love your last name, so I want you to keep it. And I want you to put it next to my name, so Bellafato-Thompson, because I just love her name. So I told her to keep her name. And this is a true story. I was at another church, and I felt at that time it was time for me to go to a different ministry. But before I left, I spoke with the pastor, who to this day he's still my mentor. We still on text. And we text each other. And for y'all who are in a ministry, you don't just get up and leave, okay?
Right. Yeah,
you go and you just don't get up and leave. So therefore, before I left, I was in leadership and I wanted to get his blessing. And I said, Doc, I believe it's time for me to move on. And a gentleman was visiting our church right there one day, the church before I left, and I gave him a pen. And at the end of the meeting, he said, hey, you want your pen, buddy? I said, no, man, you can have this pen. And therefore, I developed a friendship over him over a pen. And then one day I just kind of asked him, you know, as I was getting to know him, I said, what church you go to? And this is a true story. He said, hey, man, this is the church I go to. He said, they have a singles ministry. And I was single at the time. And he said, they get plenty single women. And he said, I guarantee you, my buddy. He said, I guarantee you, if you come to this church, you'll find a wife. So therefore, I met my wife at her church that she was going to. She was involved with a single ministry. And I knew that that was the place that I was going to find my wife. So therefore, when I got there, I said, okay, before I make any move, I don't want to make a false move. I make this move, then it don't work out. Then I go to this girl and they can say, see, this a lover boy. This one fella from the Bahamas coming here to try to get our women. And then one day I told my friend, and I'll throw it back to you. He said, you know what? He said, you remember when you said you might see your wife, but you might not recognize that that is your wife? He said, you telling me about all these other females that you probably think God bringing to you to marry. But he said, this particular one here, she's always there. You know, she's always there. And she said, everything adding up. And I said, you know what? I kind of look at everything and I kind of assess everything. I said, you know what? This is a good woman. So one day we were riding back from her mom and I told her I'm going to marry her. Then I went to the Bahamas, right? It was like on December. And I said, Mom, I think I'm going to get married. So she said, son, when you going to get married? I said, probably in 2 years. She was like, 2 years? I said, yeah. I flew back from the Bahamas over here to South Carolina. And I called back my mom in a couple of weeks. I said, Mom, I said, I'm getting married in about 7 months. because at that time, I already knew that it was time for me to get married. You know, a lot of my friends, they already had kids, they were already married. So I said, okay, because I knew that this was my wife, I'm going to make this move.
Wow. See, that's so powerful, man. Thank you so much. And, you know, now she has entered into the space of podcasting and TV. That's pretty good. Well, let's deal with you got your own podcast, right? You're in leadership. First of all, let's answer this. What does leadership mean to you in this season of your life, right? And then we want to talk about how you got into your own podcasting.
Yeah. Leadership. Well, when it comes to leadership, your level of leadership is based on your level of servanthood.
Ooh.
Say
that again, because do you believe then that to the level of your submission is the level of your authority?
Yes. Here's what my mentor did. True story. He's all about leadership. And one of his quotes that he has, he said, when it comes to leadership, there are no excuses. I said, come on, Doc. Come on. You got to give me.
Don't hurt him, Antonio.
You got to give me some leeway. And I was under his leadership and my car wasn't working. So I caught the bus to get to church. And he said, Antonio, he said, why you got here at 7:20? I'm just using this example. I said, well, my car isn't working, so I didn't want to get to church too early. So therefore I catch the bus, the city bus, to get me there on time, to get me at this particular time. He said, Antonio, there's no excuses. He said, you should have caught the early bus to be here. And then I went to him one day, said, you know what? I believe God called me to go around the world and preach to people. Speak to people and motivate people and inspire people. So he said, oh, yeah. He said, yeah. And so I shared about my vision, you know. So I was excited. I thought he was going to say, okay, this I want you to do. He said, okay. You believe? He said, God called you, Antonio? I said, yeah. He said, but you believe God called you? He said, okay, this is what I want you to do. And two of your other friends that we were in leadership, he said, I want you to come here to this church every week. Mm-hmm. I want you to make sure this church yard is mowed. I want you coming here before each service, and I want you to vacuum. He said, wait a minute. He said, I want you to vacuum the sanctuary. And then he said, also, I want you to clean these bathrooms. I said, wait a minute. He said, wait a minute now. I'm thinking, where is this leadership coming from? What he was teaching me. And so therefore,
you can't submit.
Every week, I would go there. I would clean the bathrooms. And now the bathrooms felt like it was my bathroom, because when I go in the bathroom now, I got upset because why are you going in the bathroom and just leaving the tissue or the paper on the ground? Because I'm the one cleaning it. But he was teaching me, don't care how much you're in leadership, your level of leadership will be based on how well you could serve. And what that did, it developed a servant heart in me, and it showed me how I could submit to authority, that my position is my position, but I'm here to serve the people.
Ooh, woo, that is pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's talk about there for a moment while you're
Yeah.
there, people that are in leadership. And that's like one of the first assignments is to serve, because a lot of
Yeah.
people in leadership that are serving a leader,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
think it's about them, not the leader. They
Yeah.
take, they take ownership of assignments delegated to them versus understanding that they work for the leader. The leader is working, and all of you working for God. Why is it important for leaders to learn how to submit and serve before they become a head leader?
Well, if you have a problem, if you can't serve and submit to a leader and serve at a low level, when you become a leader and you get in that position, you're going to be a problem to the people that you serve it.
Wow.
Because the lessons that you're learning in leadership under somebody is actually preparing you for when you get in leadership. And here's the thing, though. You can always tell a leader who was able to submit under authority and serve. It's just like if you go to a restaurant and you was in a cigar restaurant, you could smell the cigar on somebody. A leader who went through the process and was able to submit to authority and submit to that leader, you can actually see that leader when they're in leadership, because they'll be able to give that to their congregation and they'll be able to lead. Because a lot of people just want to lead, but they don't want to submit. Yeah.
Wow. That is so, so powerful. Listen, everybody, I know you've been enjoying this conversation. Time is fleeting us real quick, and I want to take a break because I want to show you a segment of King Tones on one of his podcasts. I want you to just hear what he be talking about, how he be inspiring folks. Sometimes he uses children, different examples of what's going on and what's happening. And then other times he wants to encourage you. We're going to pause here, take a moment so you can check out a snippet of King Tones in action. This is not just another event. This is a divine gathering, a sacred collision of faith, leadership, and destiny. Dr. Pastor Anthony D. Shannon and the Leaders Live Generously Academy invite you to the powerful Prayer Breakfast of Champions, where Eagles gather August 29th to the 31st, 2025. Mark your calendars. Are you a vendor with a product that can bless others? A speaker with a message that can shift the room? Are you a believer hungry for more? Then this is your moment. I need you to buy a ticket, sponsor a table. Why don't you bring your team? Time is ticking. During the moment, be in the room where destiny gathers and it's calling your name. Register now at prayerbreakfastofchampions.com. Say it again, prayerbreakfastofchampions.com or the Victory Church, INT.org, because champions don't wait, they rise. I'll see you in the room.
The best and the greatest day in the world to be alive is today. Whatever you are going through today, don't give up. Whatever you are going through today, however it may seem, whatever valley that you are walking through today, don't give up. You see, in life, we all go through what I call the valley of debt or the valley of decisions. And we feel like giving up. Even me, someone who is a motivator, someone who inspires, teach, and help people become all what they were designed to be, sometimes in life, I feel like giving up. But I have to remind myself that regardless of the color of your skin, the country you were born in, your financial status. We all go through hard times. You see, the rain falls on the educated and the uneducated. The rain falls on the poor and it falls on the rich. The rain falls on everybody in this world. If you are going through a hard time today, reach out to somebody. Don't take on that burden on yourself. Reach out to someone today. But just because you feel like giving up don't necessarily mean that you need to give up. So I encourage you today, whatever you are going through today, don't you give up. Because once you continue to push, you continue to move, that dream that you are going after, it will come to pass one day. Just like that seed that you planted in the ground, and you continue to water that seed, it eventually will grow into a tree or a plant and give you some beautiful tomatoes. So I encourage you today, whatever you are going through today, don't give up. The best and the greatest day to be alive is today. There's someone out there praying for you. There's someone out there encouraging you. Don't give up. Stay strong. Hold up.
Hello, and thank you for tuning into Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, we hope that you're enjoying the show, and we want to let you know that we are grateful for you. From captivating stories to insightful discussions, we value your presence in our community. Now, if you're finding value and joy in what we bring to your screen, we'd like to invite you to consider taking your support a step further. To ensure the continued success of our channel, we warmly invite you to contribute. We're seeking 10 generous individuals to donate $1,000 each, as well as 10 contributors with a gift of $526, and 10 supporters donating $224.24. Every donation, regardless of the amount, makes a significant impact. However, as a token of our gratitude, each contributor will receive a personalized prophetic word and an exclusive ebook. We have 3 simple ways for you to give, making it quick and easy for you to send your contributions. The first is Cash App. That's right, $ Anthony D. Shannon. You can send your contribution directly to our amazing host. The second way is to download the VChurch app. Go ahead and download on the Google Play or your App Store and follow the prompts there. The third is Cash App, $ the Victory Church INT. Again, we thank you for your contributions and your support of Leading from the Future with our amazing host, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, thank you for being an essential part of our journey. Your generosity truly fuels our passion. Now let's get back to the show because more exciting moments await us. Thank you for your continued support.
All right. Well, listen, thank you so much for tuning back in. I hope you enjoyed that. That's how King Tones do it. You know, that's how he rolled because that's just the person he is. First of all, let's talk about how did you even come up with the name for your show, and how did you become the person that says, hey, this is what I need to do? And you got the famous saying, it's the greatest day. How'd you come up with all that?
Well, even when I was growing up, I always used to tell, when I didn't even know what was affirmations, I would always tell my little sisters that you're special and you're a winner for life. You're special and you are winner for life. And one day I was just saying, hey, winners for life. Winners for life. A lot of people in life don't believe they're winners because of what they've gone through. A lot of people in life believe they're losers. A lot of people believe in the life that because they went through some experiences in life, they cannot come back. And therefore I was like, doing some brainstorming. I say, what can I name it? And I was like, winners for life. And I talked to my sister. She said, yeah, you always telling us that we are winners. So that's how I came up with the theme of the podcast, Winners for Life Coaching Podcast. And Winners for Life Coaching Podcast is a place where you discover your success, your greatness, your purpose, your destiny, and become all what you were designed to be. And that's how I came up with the name Winners for Life Coaching Podcast.
Wow. That's pretty good. And what about, you tell people all the time, when they wake up in the morning, it's the greatest day to be alive. And you are very, very encouraging. You're very thoughtful, and you always go help others. I mean, you get clips, you've done it of mine, shared with other people, you share things, you share other people's podcasts. Where did you get that generosity from?
All of that stemmed from my mom. Growing up in the, people ask me this sometimes. Growing up in our home, it was five siblings, and I remember my mom would cook. Sometimes if we didn't have a full meal, she would make sure we have something to eat. And I remember as a young, being the eldest one out of 5 kids, you want your favorite piece of the chicken, right? Some people want the dark meat, or some people want the white meat. And then I remember one day, I was like, you know what? I don't care what piece of the chicken I get. I just want to be grateful for what I have. And then every time my mom used to cook, she was teaching me gratefulness, and I didn't even know it. She's like, she's like, okay, you're going in the kitchen to eat. She said, be considerate. I was like, why is she saying be considerate? Because I'm going to the pot, right? She was reminding me, you're the first one to go, you're the second one to go, but you're not the last one to go to the pot. So therefore, when you go to the pot, be appreciative of what you have, right?
Okay.
Because some other people come. And so what I was doing, I was developing, she was teaching me how to be gratefulness. And then I would remember people with, my mom was a school teacher, and a lot of her friends would have like the 9-to-5 job. So she would be off early, and sometimes they would drop their kids there. And they knew that once they drop off the kids to our house, they knew that she was going to feed them. So I would see my mom, like, she want to give us something to eat, but she want to make sure, okay, I got to find something for them to eat. Then I would see my mommy also. Like my mommy, she never really was a car driver. She owned a car for a little short period of time. One of the ways my mom used to show gratitude to people, she loved baking. So therefore she would always bake cakes. So she's like, well, if Dr. Shannon always, if First Lady Shannon always come and pick me up to go to church, she's like, at least I could do is bake her a cake. So she would bake her a cake, or because she was a good cook, sometimes she would make food for them and give it to them. So I was teaching this. And then also, like, my family, the type of environment I go in, I always saw, like, if we didn't have, I always saw my family, my extended family giving it to me. So what that did, that just caused me to be faithful. And then when I would go to somebody's house, it was like, you could stay here tonight. I know you just passing through, but we don't have no space. I say, do you have a sofa? They said, of course we have a sofa. I said, well, I could stay on the sofa. They say, well, or if we don't have a sofa, I could just stay on the ground. So what it did, it just made me to go anywhere where I could jail. And then I started just being grateful. And then one day I just started saying, the best, life is good. I'm thankful for life. I'm thankful for family. And then to start developing the best day, the best day, and the best and the greatest day, and the best and the greatest day to be alive is today. I used to say this to me in the mirror in the morning in my bathroom. I used to be talking to myself. But then there's the other part to it. It says the best and the greatest day to be alive is today, because God loves me and He loves you. That's the second part of it. But I'm always saying the best. Yeah, but I'm always saying the best and the greatest day to be alive is today. Yeah, and that's how I got that. Yeah.
Wow, that is powerful. Listen, you've made and been through many, many transitions, even unexpected transitions.
Yeah.
But you continue to lead with purpose, even when life throws you curveballs. How do you do that?
You have to have a made-up mind that you have an assignment in life. And as a leader, you cannot lead based on just emotions. And you have to realize that God give you a gift, God give you a calling, or He anoint you for something. And is part of your leadership development. You have to put feelings aside and you have to say, you know what? If I'm the gardener and my purpose is to be a gardener, that means every day I got to get up and I got to go pull those weeds. I got to fertilize. When everybody's sleeping, I'm the one. And so that's where I got that from. And also because I started running many years ago, the running helped me develop that commitment. Even when I ran this morning, even mornings when I didn't want to run, right? That developed me that resilience and that tenacity to keep pushing. So that's what I realized, that, you know, in life, you know, when you have this purpose, you have to put your feelings aside, because this is your assignment. Now, I was not always there. I was not always there, because there was one time, this is a true story. I was in System 3. Like you say, I was the hype man, right?
Yes, sir.
And I was like, all these guys want me to get on stage is just to get these people hyped. They just want me to get these people to be motivated. And I said, and true story, I say, well, why can't I be like Delano? Why can't I be like Kevin? And one day I went on stage and I was like, I'm not getting nobody motivated. You know, I'm not going to encourage nobody. And in that moment, I realized, even though my gift was being a motivator and an encourager, it made the whole performance flat. And I said, from that day moving forward, I'm not going to take it personal, but I'm going to use my gift and be committed to what God called me to do.
Wow, wow, wow. Man, that's powerful. Listen, everybody, all I can tell you is, hasn't this been wonderful? One last thing. We've got about 2 minutes. Here's what I need you to do in these 2 minutes. Give 2 encouraging words that you can put together to give an encouraging message to somebody. What's the 2 words that you're going to blend together and give them an encouraging word?
Purpose and born for greatness. Regardless of where you are in the world, there are over 8 billion people in the world, and nobody has your fingerprint. That means that you are special. That means that you are unique. That means that you are one of a kind. There's nobody that has your fingerprint, and there will never be nobody that came before you and after you that will have your fingerprint. That means that you are special and you are unique. Before this world ever created, God already saw you in your mother's womb. So you're not a mistake. You're not an accident. There is a purpose. There is an assignment on your life. And true success in life is when you discover that purpose and you live that purpose out. Whether you're a school teacher, whether you're a banker, whether you're an electrician, or whether you're a custodian. True fulfillment of life and true success in life is when you discover your purpose and you live that purpose out. And once you discover your purpose, my friend, you wake up with a new step, a new pep in your step. When you walk through the doors, people can see it on you, because guess what? You are living a purposeful life. And remember, Coach Antonio Landis Thompson, King Tunes, told you that on the Leading from the Future with Dr. Anthony Shannon.
Wow, wow, wow. Didn't I tell you we don't never ever disappoint you? King Tones dropped it like it was hot. He gave us 24 karat gold bars. It went so fast that we have to ask him to come back. We're going to have to bring him back again for sure. And now, King Tones, tell people how to follow you. What's your social media contact? You know, do you have an email? All of that. Just tell people, all right, how they can get in touch with you and follow your podcast.
If you want to follow me, just go to my website, Antonio Landis Thompson. That's AntonioLandisThompson.com. I'm on Facebook. Also, I'm on LinkedIn. You could hit me up on LinkedIn. And also, you could visit my YouTube channel. I just put it Antonio Landis Thompson. And I always tell people, if you send me a message, it's not a robot. So if you send me a message, I'll definitely get back to you. But if you want to follow me, the best place to do is go to AntonioLandisThompson.com. You can listen to some of my podcasts, and also you have the links to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much.
No, thank you, sir. Thank you again for being our special guest on today, Leading from the Future. Timing is everything, and this was the right time for the right reason and the right word for people, and you've done it. You knocked it out of the park. Thank you so much. Listen, everybody, I hope you enjoyed it. You heard him. Follow Antonio today, King Tones. Now, I want to encourage you, as we always do, to sow a seed. We want you to sow the seed so that we can continue to take Leading from the Future all over the world. You know, we're now on Apple TV, Roku TV, Hulu TV. And of course, we always premiere it on the social media sites, Facebook, and then YouTube. I tell you what, we are looking for you to sow that seed. We're always asked 5 people to sow a seed of $1,000. And then we ask the rest of you to sow a seed, $200, $100, $88.88, in order to help continue to push this forward. We want to bring inspiration, revelation, encouraging stories to catapult you to another level. You know, we want to encourage you to buy our books. And then, of course, join up with our community, LeadersLiveGenerouslyAcademy.com. And also hit us on all our social media sites, Anthony D. Shannon on Facebook, Anthony D. Shannon on LinkedIn. And then, of course, if you want to go more about the prophetic, go to thevictorychurchint.org. But we're looking for you. If you've been called to the prophetic, you need a training in the prophetic, that's what we do. And we will help you and connect you and push you to your next level. The last thing is this. We need you to be a part of our Prayer Breakfast of Champions, August 30th and 31st. We are looking for 4 more speakers, amen, to be a part of this auspicious occasion. Go there, buy your ticket today. All right, tickets are going fast. Food gonna be amazing. Message gonna be amazing. Singing gonna be amazing. You're gonna have a really good inspiration empowered day. And as I always say, you were born for a purpose. So find your purpose so you can live your life and leave a legacy. I am your host, Dr. Prophet, Pastor Anthony D. Shannon, a prophet you can trust. We'll see you next time from Leading from the Future and Not Behind. Peace.
Thank you for joining us on another incredible episode of Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. We've had an amazing journey exploring visionary leadership and inspiring insights. If you're passionate about sharing your story and ideas on our show, we'd love to have you as a guest. Simply reach out to us via email at thevictorychurchint@gmail.com. To ensure the continued success of our channel, we invite you to support us by contributing. We're seeking 10 generous individuals to donate $1,000 each. You can contribute through 3 convenient ways. The first is Cash App. That's right, $Anthony D. Shannon or $The Victory Church INT. You can also download the V Church app. Search for us on the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Follow the prompts and make your contribution. Whether you contribute $1,000 or any amount, every donation makes a difference. Go ahead and support us today. For more information and to stay connected, please visit LeadersLiveGenerously.com. We appreciate your support in advancing our mission. Well, thank you for being a part of this incredible community. Join us again next time as we lead from the future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon.